check out one of the best Army foam cases on the market today.
Spiky bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Baer, and today we're checking out the Battlebag. Now, I have showed you this before here on the channel about 2 years ago. I picked up one of these at the 40K ATC Championships in Chattanooga, Tennessee, brought it back, used it for a while, and then a buddy of mine needed it, so we traded it off to him, and then I was left without one. And then recently, with Mortarion coming out, I needed something bigger to hold Mortarion, and I didn't have a solution for it, so I started scouring the internets, and I came up with this particular model once again. And I'll tell you why. Like, it was a close tie with some of the foam that Battlefoam puts out, but at the end of the day, I think for my needs at least, this is probably better. And we'll do some comparisons with some of the other foam bags out there towards the end of this video, but right now I want to talk about this particular product here. Now, this configuration I think is called the standard loadout. It's $169. It may or may not be on sale this holiday season. Make sure you check the link below to find out exactly how much it's going for. I know over Black Friday they were going for like $149, so you might still be able to get a deal on it currently, but it's still a pretty good value whether you pay the $169 or $149. Obviously we want to pay less for our things, right? It's going to come with a whole bunch of trays, and I apologize, I don't have it memorized, so I have my cheat sheet here. So the standard loadout is 2 1-inch foam trays, 2 1.5-inch foam trays, 1 2-inch foam tray, 2 2.5-inch foam trays, 1 3-inch, 1 3.5-inch, and 1 4-inch. And the 4-inch is what I was interested in because it holds Mortarion very well, and actually you can fit in some of his Death Shroud. Actually, you can fit in all 6 of his Death Shroud in there if you put them on top of each other, which I might have to go back and recut it there. Another thing I like about this particular product here is not only does it come with some really sturdy straps, and all the clamps and everything seems to be really solid here, so I'm not worried about any of that tearing. You can put a little ID card in the back right here. It's got tons of pockets to put all your dice and everything. There's an interior pocket as well. You want to put a soda or something in here. You got this little kind of dongle bag. But what I really like about it, which kind of makes it unique to a lot of other cases out there, is the ease of access with which you can jump in to the foam itself. Now, like I said, I kind of customized this, and I've been tinkering around with the trays and moving things around and putting different things in here. So I have this one sideways here, but you can go all the way to the top as far as that goes. Now, foam-wise, the trays are roughly, I think, 11 by 8. Yep, 11 inches by 8 inches. And you're going to get a double stack of that. So you're going to get about 22 inches total between both stacks of trays right here. And here you can kind of see how it loads in. But it makes it a lot easier to just go in here and grab your pieces out. So here you can see I've got my normal Death Guard Marines. And now everything is, and I guess this is probably the first time I've put something in foam that hasn't been on 25mm bases, because everything's on 32 now. So it presented a really unique challenge to me that I'm sure is the same for a lot of you folks out there, is because everything's on 32mm bases now for the most part. So I had to kind of reconfigure, well, what's going to fit in what. And like you can see here, these guys fit in here just fine on their 32mm bases. I punched out and got the dimensions. This is going to be, because remember, it's 11 by 8, so you're going to have 16 by roughly 22 little squares across here to punch out, I think it was. So I planned it all out, I gridded it out, I figured out this was the best way to do it for 32-inch bases, and which gets you roughly 15 miniatures in here with a little bit of expansion on the side for some of those dudes that are a little bit bigger, like these Death Guard guys right here. So this was a great tray for that. Like I said, this is the 1-inch tray. And you're going, this is the 1.5-inch tray, and you're going to get roughly 15 dudes in here. So just keep that number in mind as we're going through and doing all the comparisons. Next up is your 3.5-inch tray, which easily accommodates Leviathan dreadnoughts, larger tanks, all sorts of different things. I tried to configure this to fit 4 Leviathan dreadnoughts, because you can actually point, for 2K, you can fit Mortarion, a Chaos Lord, 2 Leviathan dreadnoughts with Butcher cannons, and 2 with the Bombard, the Pulse Bombard grab thingy-mabobber, and exactly 2K. So I needed that to fit in there. And then just some random trays here for the Lord of Contagion, Typhus himself, and some obliterators will definitely fit in there quite nicely. Next up, we'll show you the man, the myth, the legend himself, and you can see just how well and why this was a great choice to fit him in. Now, I haven't sized in Magnus yet, but I imagine they're about the same size, hopefully, give or take. So I haven't sized him in, but for Mortarion, he definitely fits in here just fine. This is your 4-inch tray. You can buy these trays separately. They go from $8.99 to I think $10.99. Of course, $10.99 is probably the 4-inch tray right here. But remember, with 11 inches of height, you can get 2 of these trays in here. So it is possible, perhaps, and I haven't measured out Magnus quite yet, but you could probably tell if you own Magnus whether or not he would fit in here just by this profile. So that's pretty much what I liked most about this case. Now, some other pros before we get into the actual breaking down of this particular product against some of the other ones out there is it's got a unique size. It's not too big and it's not too small. It's almost like kind of a tote size right here that you can kind of see. It's not gonna, you throw this over your shoulder, it's not that big of a deal. I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna tip me over or anything like that, like some of the other larger kind of refrigerator, cooler style bags out there. I do like the easy access in the back. However, one of the detractors to this particular bag is the fact that it doesn't have the hardened sides, kind of like Battlefoam. So you do need to be careful with this because these sides here are just slightly reinforced with a little bit of this canvas material and a little bit of insert. I'm not exactly sure what it is. So right there is kind of some pros and cons of this bag itself. Now, let's compare this bag to 2 other popular bags and brands of foam out on the market as well. And here are our comparisons. On my left, you have a stand-in for the standard Sabol Army Transport foam bag. I don't have the foam bag anymore, but all of the foam actually fits in this old Games Workshop backpack, which is exactly the same size, 13 by 8, I believe. So that's our stand-in. It holds roughly 13 inches tall of foam. We've talked about this bag right here. And then of course, the Pack 720 by Battlefoam. Now, there's pros and cons to all of these, and we're kind of going to run them down real quick. Now, with the Battlefoam bag, it comes in at $179, but that's right now standard price with a standard loadout that they give you. Now, you can get more foam trays in here if you customize your bag, and of course you can customize and get laser cut and all that stuff, and then the bag starts going up. And for some people, that's a great thing. Probably not a bad idea for Mortarion either, but this worked for me because it fits into this tray. So it's going to come with a 60 tray of large models, 26 Terminator tray, and I think another tray in here, let's see, 32, 4, 9, so you're looking at roughly 40 models. So you're going to get around 126 actual models before you get to the 4-inch foam and stuff like that in this particular bag here. In the normal battle bag right here, this is going to give you a little bit more robust kind of offering. So you have the double bag with 22.5 inches of foam, and I showed you that each one of those holds the 15 figures in each tray. So theoretically, you can customize this bag to get roughly 120 figures in this as well. Same thing with the Sabol Army Transport bag. That starts at $59.99 stock. They don't sell a combo deal. You have to buy your tray separately. So there is going to be additional costs there. As far as that goes, there is no bundle. But as far as Sabol goes, their trays, you can easily get 15 figures at 32 millimeters in there as well. And that will give you roughly 120 figures of storage in here. But like I said, you have to buy your tray separately at, around $10 each. So there is all that. You've got options, you got lots of options. As far as square footage, or square inches in an actual area of the whole bag. Your Battlefoam size trays are 15.5 by 12, which, if I did my math right, it gives you 186 square inches for just your any level here that you pick per tray. If you multiply it out by how much size you can actually fit in here, you're looking at around 2,046 cubic inches, roughly, at 11 inches of usable foam space inside. For the battle bag, it gets a little weird because you've got two stacks. So all in all, it looks like you're gonna have about 198 available inches on any level. Cube that out to 2,178, so you actually get more area in this particular bag right here than the Sabol bag. But that's total overall that's usable area, not necessarily the cutout trays and things like that. And then for the Sabol, it gets a little dicier. Each level is roughly 97.5, and of course you're going to look at total usable area in this bag at only 1,267. So Sabol, not so much on the usable space. These two bags pretty much neck and neck, but overall you could probably fit more 32 millimeter figures in the Battlefoam bag if you buy those trays at additional cost, whereas you could probably finagle and punch out and do different things in here where you don't have that option. These trays come pre-loaded. $179, $169 could be on sale for the holidays. Battlefoam might be on sale as well, and Sabol is $59.99 for the bag, and then you have to buy the foam and of course plug your foam out as well. So hopefully that's good enough apples to apples comparison there to give you an idea of what to expect from all of these different kind of bags out there. There's a lot more options. I have a lot more cases myself. Maybe we can do a video in the future going over all of that as well. All the different options out there. There's some cardboard boxes you can buy that fits roughly 2 of these trays long ways in it, and of course fits like 3 of these in it long ways across. I haven't even tried to put this in because I only have 1 case of this, whereas these I've been buying for years and years and years. Relative newcomer to the market right here. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed our video review of the new kid on the block, the Battle Bag, against Sabol Army Transport, stand-in Sabol Army Transport with Sabol Foam, and Battlefoam's bag right here. Now, of course, you can find links to all of these great Army bag manufacturers below the video, and make sure, if you like these sort of features, that you subscribe to us and click on the notifications icon in the bottom right. That's the one that looks like a bell, so you can be the very first to like and comment on these videos.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. TheLongWar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.